hey, when it comes to applying for a job, one of the things that I've shared for many people who've asked for advice and insights into applying is if you don't need a spreadsheet to manage the jobs you've applied to, the ones that you're interested in, and then your step in the process, you're probably not doing enough. Many people I've spoken with will apply to 4 or 5 jobs, maybe 6 or 7, but very few people actually apply to 10, 20, 30 different jobs. But the reality is all of those employers have potentially hundreds or thousands of people applying to them. So the math just doesn't work out for people applying to a small number of jobs with very little experience, past work experience in the industry or whatever. So when breaking into technology, sometimes it is not only a numbers game, but numbers really help. And when it comes to building, like figuring out who should I apply to, there are of course incredibly popular job boards and those kind of things. But I'm going to share a little bit about how I would go about building a list of potential people to apply to. So the first step is actually to look somewhere on the internet for a roll-up list of some sort. I'm going to look at a certain type of job. So rather than product companies, SaaS businesses, a lot of people go there. I'm going to go to the agency service shops who are building tech for other people. And I'm going to come to Clutch, which is a review site for agencies. And then I'm going to look specifically for, let's say, web and software development, and I'm going to go to web dev. So web dev is kind of like the most basic. It's not tends to not be as much like software engineering and that kind of stuff. A lot of brochure sites, probably some just less complex things, which could be a great place to start if you're looking for your first gig. So you can see right off the bat, there are 35,000 firms listed on here, and they have links out to all of their websites. What I'm going to do, because how these companies make money is by rolling up this data and then selling sponsors, I'm going to sort by the number of reviews. So presumably, companies that are much bigger, have more clients, more reviews, probably have more active jobs, right? That's an assumption, but there's a good chance that it's true. That also means they're probably have more of a process and kind of an expected flow to the interview process. So I sorted by the number of jobs. Didn't really change anything on the actual count. It just, I sorted by reviews, not number of jobs. So these are just reviews of like clients giving feedback. Okay, didn't really do anything for the firm, so to decrease that number, I'm going to sort by geography. This doesn't really matter, or like, you know, you may find that like, yeah, everybody's pretty much remote these days. That's fine, but sorting by geography can definitely be an advantage if you live in that city, but it doesn't have to be the case. I live in Atlanta, so I'm going to start here, apply, and you'll see immediately I dropped the firm count down to 223. Probably still too many to actually apply to all of them, but it's a great start. So I now have pulled this up. I can then click out to each website. I want to really just check and see, you know, who are some of the big players in the space. Okay, this looks like it's a business. It's got a thing. Most organizations put their careers page in the footer, so I'm gonna like kind of hunt around for that. You can see that, yep, here they shout out Clutch, which is great because they're a preferred partner. Company career. There we go. So took a second, found their career page. I want to see any active positions that they have. So let's go to maybe React developer, view job. Yep, here they have someone. The location is probably not for me, but it might not hurt to apply to it. But all I'm going to do is really just like assess, okay, this is a valuable source. Maybe click through a couple other ones. You could go manual at this point, but I wouldn't get lost in building a list. What I would do is, I wouldn't get lost in applying to jobs. I would get lost in just building the list, right? Build a big list and then work to sort them down. So this gives you a great place to start. So that's level one. Level one is, get a list to work off of. If I were to go to a level two, there's a tool I like to use called Data Miner, and it actually allows me to pull up different recipes, i.e. scripts that I can run against a page. And so there is a little bit of a learning curve here, but I'm going to click through. There's a Clutch recipe where it will let me go and scrape an entire page. Boom. It lets me set up pagination. So I want to, how many pages do I want to scrape? I'm just going to do 2 for the sake of this tutorial. I'm only going to delay 3 seconds. If you're trying to do a lot of pages, I would encourage you a slightly longer delay. Some of these sites have preventative measures against bots, just like this. So I'm scraping the different pages. I have 41 results. I'm going to download that list and copy it to a CSV. I'm going to go to copy to clipboard, and then I'm going to paste it here in this sheet that I already have set up. And this is the Georgia or Atlanta agencies that I've applied to, and I'm going to get their careers URL. So again, not applying right now, just trying to build up that list of options that I have. Some of these may be active, some of them not, but I'm going to go and grab this first one, 9 Hertz, put their career page here, and then click this. And now I'm working off the spreadsheet, right? So I've taken that other format and made it really easy to get to their actual website. Come in, career page, right? You can see pretty quickly I could go through and probably do this entire sheet in about 5 or 10 minutes. If you're feeling lucky, you could also really just go up here and maybe type careers and just see, can you hit do they have a page with that popular URL? It looks like they do, which is great. Maybe not. I can't tell if they redirect me or what. Yeah, might be worth looking around. I don't have to look too hard because there aren't a lot of, I've got a lot of other options, so didn't find anything there after a second of looking, and just go on to the next one. Right, and I would keep going piece by piece. So that's kind of the next level, is taking and scraping those sites, putting it into a spreadsheet and working it through. And then if I apply, I would create another column that would then, and let's say I went through their application process, yes, no, couldn't find, right? Give yourself some feedback and understanding what's happening here. And then this should be a pretty healthy list of places to start. It will give you experience. You'll get a chance to see what people are looking for, what they're not looking for, and start to get some reps in when it comes to actually applying to places. There are all kinds of roll-ups that you can use. Clutch is just one of them. I would encourage you to try lots of different things, and more than anything, if you don't need a spreadsheet to manage a job that you're applying for, there's a chance you just aren't trying enough. That's not to say that you should go apply to 1,000 jobs, because there is value in going a little bit deeper, but you got to start somewhere, and this is a great kicking off point